بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
صل على أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي قصرت عن رؤيته أبصار الناظرين وعجزت عن نعته أوهام الواصفين الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين أبي القاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى وقوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا أقسم بيوم القيامة ولا أقسم بالنفس اللوامة أيحسب الإنسان أن لن نجمع عظاما بلى قادرين على أن نسوي بنانا بل يريد الإنسان ليفجر أماما صدق الله العلي العظيم. محمد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. As you all are aware that tonight we are commemorating Majlis of Jahlum for the marhum Zafar Abbas Jafri. You recited Surah Fatiha for him. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to elevate his status and give him place in the Jawar of Ma'sumin alayhim salatu wassalam. And on the same token, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give solace and comfort to the bereaved family for such a loss, an irreplaceable loss, if you want to call it. And only those who have suffered such a loss can understand how difficult it is for one to lose a father, for a son to lose a father, for a wife to lose a husband. And indeed, it is these difficult times when we are tested, when we are put to trial, because these are the times when shaitan is able to infiltrate and he's able to penetrate and bring this waswas and whispering and wrong ideas to us. And it's difficult for us to follow this path, his path, and it's difficult for us to tremble on and off, right? But this is where we remember the musibah of Ahlul Bayt, especially the musibah of Imam Hussein and his companions, because none of our musibat could be bigger than his. And at the same time, when the musibah and the trial and tribulation of Imam Hussein serves as a point of lesson for us to learn something from. And at the same time, whenever we hear that dhikr, it brings tears to our eyes. But at the same time, for the one who has lost a loved one, when we remember these personalities, it brings solace, it brings tranquility, it brings serenity to the heart. So two ways that you see that: one, it is bringing tears to your eyes, but at the same time it's providing comfort to you as well. So that is the beauty that lies in it. So with that, inshallah, dedicating this majlis towards this marhum, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is one of the reasons and one of the things we had mentioned as well, and you've heard it many times, that one of the things that you can do as far as the deceased are concerned, yes, they will not be able to impact you, but you can impact them. You can do something on their behalf so that you can go ahead and continue their account. But there are certain deceased who can impact you as well. So it's not saying it's only one-way traffic. A lot of the deceased who are no longer amongst us, they can also go ahead and impact on, and that is again a discussion which is in ilm aqaid. I won't go into those details. Those diseases have to be at certain level as well. The ayat that I recited very quickly, we want to continue our discussion with Quran, and this Isa al-Sawab Majlis, inshallah, will discuss some of the verses from Quran as well. I recited the first 5 ayat of Surah Qayamat, and Urdu mein kahenge kya Qayamat ki surah hai. This surah talks about Qayamat, begins with the discussion about Qayamat, and emphasizes for those who might not have very hard or very stern belief on Qayamat. If you have a weak iman or weak faith when it comes to Qayamat, we all believe in Qayamat. But what will happen in Qayamat, a lot of people have difficult time understanding. This surah really goes out and makes that belief to be firm. The word begins with La uqsimu bi yawmil qiyamah. Twice in Quran have I seen that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins with La, which is La qasam. La uqsimu bi hadhal balad, in Surah Balad. La uqsimu bi yawmil qiyamah. That in this surah, we all know, are aware of the word La in Arabic. At least everybody knows that much Arabic. La means no and Na'am means yes. But here we see that the word the verse starts with La, but the translation is what? That I swear by the day of judgment. We should be saying La uqsimu, that I don't want to swear, I don't swear. Rather the translation is the opposite. I swear by the day of judgment. What is going on? Or La uqsimu bihazal balad. The translation should have been that I don't swear by this city. But on the other hand, if you read the translation, everywhere it says, I swear by this city. So why yes, inshallah, I'm getting Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. The reason it is mentioned, inshallah, I'll get to that as well. I'm just trying to get to as to why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned this. In Quran, a lot of time the words are used for emphasis. They're used for ta'keed. Some of them actually have said that this La is za'ida. It is extra. But nonetheless, nothing is za'id in Quran, we believe. This is there as ta'keed, as something which is emphasizing. In fact, you can take the translation as such, that I don't need to swear by the day of judgment. Why? Because it's so obvious. I don't need to swear by the city because it is so obvious. In this way, you have been able to translate the word La, and at the same time, you have also understood the meaning, that the emphasis that is being laid down upon it. Second ayah says, وَلَا أُقْسُمَ بِالنَّفْسِ اللَّوَّامَةِ, that I do not need to swear by the self-critical soul. There are different nufus that have been mentioned in Quran. You've heard the discussion. Just to name them, I won't go into the details. There's nafse lawwama, there's nafse ammara, there's nafse mutma'inna. These are the 3 different types of nufus that have been mentioned in Quran, and you've heard a great deal of discussion upon it. Nafse lawwama is the self-critical soul which is being referred to. If you want to translate this, it could be translated as this: your conscience, your wijdan, which tells you, oh, this is wrong, which tells you that you should not tread down this path, which tells you and awakens you, makes you aware of something wrong that you're doing. So it criticizes your own soul. You criticize yourself. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have heard, or I shouldn't have listened to so-and-so. I shouldn't have gone down there, that place. That's that dhamir inside you, that soul which is criticizing you of the mistakes or the lapses that you have. I'm sure everybody has that dhamir, because if you don't, then that dhamir has died. And it needs to be revived, and it needs to be awakened, and it needs to be brought back to life. Because that is one thing which keeps you on the path of solidarity, the path of prosperity. The third ayah says, أَيَحْسَبُ الْإِنسَانُ أَن لَن نَجْمَعَ عِظَامًا, that this insan think that we will not put together his bones. The concept was, the kuffar at that time would say, there's no God, there's no hereafter. We've buried our deceased. They've been buried for years and years. Their bones have been scattered. If you go out and dig these graves after 30, 40 years, nothing will remain in them. What are you talking about that Allah will bring these people back together? So the ayah is addressing exactly the same thing. Saying what? It says, أَيَحْسَبُ الْإِنسَانُ أَلَّن نَجْمَعَ إِذَامًا. Do this insan think that we're not capable of bringing these bones together? No. And look at it from this aspect. How do you not take heed? When Allah created initially, He did not need any of these. He didn't use any prior substance. Now then He will recreate or bring us back to resurrect us. These prior substance exist over here. So someone rather who's capable of creating you without any prior substance, will you think they'll have any problem creating you or recreating you from the substance that exists already? Take some heed. Think about it so that you may take some heed in this regard. It says, Bala. The answer comes in the right next ayah. Bala qadirina ala an nusawwiya banana. To this extent, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, yes, indeed we are capable of reshaping even His fingertips. Forget about putting the bones together. Forget about bringing your whole body together. We are capable of recreating or reshaping the fingertips that He has created for you. And we all know the science behind it, that no two people have the same fingerprints, right? We know that. This is something which is used by the governments for identification. Allah is saying that when we recreate you and the resurrection comes, we will even recreate these fingertips. We are qadir ala bala qadirina ala an nusawwiya banana. So don't have any doubt, none whatsoever. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. And at the end, the fifth ayah gives, what does this insan think of himself? He says, Bal yuridul insanu liyafjura amama. Indeed, man desires to go on living viciously. These ayat, if you look at it, I gave you a very brief understanding of it, similar to those ayat of Surah Balad. La uqsimu bihadha al-balad, wa anta hillun bihadha al-balad. That I do not need to swear by the city. Why? Because the city is so apparent to you. We all are aware of this city. This is the city which is being referred to as the city of Makkah. And then the very next ayah says what? It says, وَأَنْتَ حِلٌّ بِهَذَا الْبَلَدِ. You know the reason I'm swearing by this city? You know the reason that I'm emphasizing on this city? It's not because there's Ka'batullah in that city. It's not because there's Arafat in that city. It's not because there's Mina in that city, Mash'arul Haram in that city, not because of Zamzam in that city, not because of Safa and Marwa in that city. The only reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is swearing by the city of Makkah is وَأَنْتَ حِلٌّ بِهَذَا الْبَلَدِ. Because, O my Rasul, you are present in this city, you are living in this city, your wujud is in this city, so this city is now deserves that I should swear and take an oath by it. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So munkireen of Qayamat, as there are many who deny the concept of Ma'ad and Qayamat, they would say, مَنْ يُحْيِي الْأَرْضَامَ وَهِيَ رَمِيمٌ. Who is going to go ahead and bring the bones and the life back together when it has been decapitated? And then when that didn't work, they even raised further questions by saying, إِنْ هِيَ إِلَّا حَيَاتُنَا الدُّنْيَا نَمُوتُ وَنَحْيِي وَمَا نَحْنُ بِمَبْعُوثِينَ. This is the worldly life right here. We live and we die, and there's no resurrection, none whatsoever. So there were people who were denying this concept of Ma'ad by the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, not only will bring your bones back together, we'll be able to reconstruct these fingertips of yours. It is mentioning that Ma'ad is bodily, Ma'ad is jismani, Ma'ad is physical. Qayamat will be in the physical form, not in the spiritual form. You will be raised back from your graves that you've been buried into. You will be put back together with the soul that is resting or waiting in barzakh, and this is how this Qayamat will take place. No doubt about it, nobody should ever doubt upon that. Now, what is the concept of Qayamat? The reason why people are denying this Qayamat is because they're running away from the day of judgment. They're running away from the day of accountability. Everybody's scared of accountability. You think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will create this whole universe and then there will not be any accountability at the end. That doesn't make any sense. If you pick up a book, I'll show you what is this book. There's a book. You'll say, well, there's a writer of this book. Yes. Is there a purpose of writing this book? You'll say, yes. Writer would not produce a book without any purpose behind it. When a single writer would not produce a book without any purpose, someone who created this, made this chair. You say, what is the purpose? No, there's no purpose of creating this chair. This chair was created out of nowhere. What is the purpose of this, carpet that you're sitting on? What is the purpose of these lights that are surrounding you? What is the purpose of every single thing that has been created by people, or made rather, I shouldn't use the word created, made by the people? There must be some sort of purpose. You wear a watch, there's a purpose behind it. You wear a shirt, there's a purpose behind it. You sit on a carpet, there's a purpose behind it. You drive a car, there's all of these things, there are purposes behind it. Then how can you even imagine that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would create this universe with everything that's in it without any purpose? There is accountability at the end, and that accountability will take place on the day of judgment. You have all the time in the world to go out and do whatever you want to, and then you will be held accountable on the day of judgment. That is the only thing which keeps us from deviating the path, right? Because if we knew that there's no qayamat, if we knew that there's no accountability, if we knew that there's no one's going to go ahead and ask any questions, then we will live our life like animals, even worse than the animals. The fact that we know that there's qayamat, the fact that we know that someone will be questioning us for what we have done, good or bad, right away there's sense of accountability in our heads, in our minds. This is something which kuffar were running away from, the mushrikeen were running away from, and they were denying that there's no qayamat and there's no resurrection. So live a life that you can. Even the same sentiment is heard and echoed in our lives as well, in our era as well. People say, well, these are all fairy tales. Don't have to worry about it. You live a life, there's one life that has been given to you, and then you will be buried and you don't have to worry about anything afterwards. No, that is not the concept that Islam wants to preach. Because if that concept is given, then there will not be any law, there will not be any prosperity. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So this is where it differs from the perspective of a mu'min and from a perspective of a non-mu'min. Non-mu'min thinks that you live, you die, and nothing else will happen. Mu'min thinks, no, you live, you die, and then you will be taken over there for questions and answers. Right? गैर मोमिन की सोच ये है कि जिंदा रहना है और फिर मर जाना है. मोमिन की सोच ये है कि जिंदा रहना है और फिर मर के जाना है. फर्क है दोनों में. मर के जाना है, कहीं जाना है. You have to go somewhere. So there's a difference between the two. That's why our thinking should be, the tafakkur behind this should be of a moment where there's a sense of understanding and there's a sense of accountability. Even if Quran and the Prophet did not point out to us about akhirah, or those who do not believe in Quran or the Prophet or Ma'asumeen about the things that they have said in regards to akhirah. Quran is filled with the ayat in regards to akhirah. This will happen in akhirah, this will happen in akhirah. Those things only increase our iman. But there's a person who doesn't believe in Quran or doesn't believe in any of the divine scripts, doesn't believe in the prophets. How do you go ahead and explain to that person that there is qayamat? There is going to be another place that you will be headed towards. It's very difficult to bridge this gap about metaphysics. But there are, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna lillahi hujjatain. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there are two types of proofs. One is hujjatun zahira, second is hujjat batina. Hujjat zahira is in the form of this Quran and other divine scripts. Hujjat zahira is in the form of these prophets and ma'asumeen. But hujjat batina is hiyal uqul, that the aql that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to you. Look at it for 1 second. Understand the concept of the creation of insan. I gave this example once before. No harm in repeating it because فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Right? The reminder is only beneficial towards the mu'mineen. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. That everybody has experienced in their life, and this is a common phenomena of childbirth. That we all, with the advancement of technology and the medical field, they're able to tell you day by day as to the growth of human being in the womb of the mother. Month by month, week by week, they're able to tell you what has come about now, what has been developed now, what does the body have now, how big the body is now, how fast the rate, the heart rate is going now. All of these things are now, they're able to tell you. That's how advanced the technology has become. In fact, when the technology becomes advanced, medicine becomes advanced, it should increase more of our iman. It should not decrease our iman. Unfortunately, people, their iman decreases because, medical science is everything. No, medical science is only solidifying or emphasizing on what, Deen or Shariat has already mentioned. But nonetheless, this concept of childbirth, everybody has experienced, everybody has seen. Those who are fathers, those who are mothers, those who have younger siblings, you've all experienced this. And we all know about this. It's a common knowledge that every week, every month, how the progress of a baby is. After third or fourth month, all of the body parts are complete. They just start growing bigger and bigger. They're complete. Every single organ is created by then. Every single organ exists by then. Then it just gets to its perfection. The question arises over here. A child who's in the womb of the mother, after 4 months, he has these arms, he has these legs, he has the same heart, he has the tongue, he has the eyes, he has the ears, he has, all the internal organs, he has all the external organs. Whereas he's living in this dark place where he doesn't need to read anything. He doesn't need to use his arms. He doesn't need to use any of these organs the way we use it, the way you and I use it. They don't need to use these eyes. They don't need to use these ears. Although believing in this concept that whatever this mother listens or whatever this mother says, this child will have effect on him. We believe in that. So if the mother is listening to good things, the child will be listening to those good things, and the impact will be upon him, which will be positive. But if this mother is putting something haram into her ears, then definitely it will have an effect on the baby as well. If the mother is saying something wrong from the tongue, if the mother is seeing something wrong from the tongue, from the eyes, if the mother is doing anything or putting something haram into her body, all of these things will have effect on the child in the womb. But nonetheless, do you think the child really needs the eyes for what they're made for? The ears for what they're made for? The hands and the legs? And all the organs that you and I possess? Do you think they really need it for that extent that you and I use it? No. This is where the concept comes in. They're not created for that womb. They're there for temporary time, and then eventually they'll need these arms, they'll need these legs, they'll need these eyes, these ears, then this tongue, and all of these organs when they come into this world. So right away you ask this question from this child, do you need all these things? No. Why is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving him all of those things? It requires for the growth of the child in the womb of the mother, but he doesn't really need those things inside the womb of the mother. So here the concept is, you don't need it over there, but you will need it over here. You need your legs over here. You need your hands over here. You need your aql over here. You need your eyes and ears and all of these things over here, and you need it at the perfect level to be able to do something and accomplish something. Similar question is being asked. You and I are sent into this world. Here we have many desires. All of us has different desires. Does anyone think or desire for bad health? No, we're always making dua for good health. But if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us bad health, we remain thankful even at that time, right? In fact, our fourth Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salatu wasalam said that, oh Allah, I don't know when to thank you more, when I'm healthy or when I'm unhealthy. He said, I think I should thank you more when I'm unhealthy. Why? Because only then I realize the worth of health. Right? Only then you realize when you have lost something, then you understand the worth of that which you're lacking. But nonetheless, nobody desires to be unhealthy. Nobody desires to live in poverty. Nobody desires to be, deprived of anything. We all have these desires in our heads. But all of these desires, do they come in completion, or do they get completed the way we demand them, or they're in our ideas or in our minds? Why do Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create? Why did He create all of these things when they're not going to be completed in this part of the world or in this life that we have? This is where you understand that these desires are there, but they will be fulfilled in another planet, in another place, after this life, in this transitory period that we are, similar to the womb of the mother, these desires will not come in completion, but when you go over there, this is where the concept of Jannat is mentioned, tajri min tahtiha al-anhar, everything will be provided in its completion, and all the desires that insan has, those legitimate desires, they will be provided in completion. Here we understand, if you put these two concepts together, even if a person does not believe in Quran, does not believe in Prophet, does not believe in awliya Allah, there's still logically, you can prove to them that there is a concept of hereafter, and that is Qayam. Salawat Biji Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. And similarly, we see that insan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala points out to him that these are some of the weaknesses that exist in you. In many places in Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala points out the weaknesses that insan has. For example, Allah says, خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. You're created da'if. You think you have this power? Yes, it is there to an extent, but you're created, your actual creation is upon weakness. Imagine the time when you're weak. When you're born, you're weak. You cannot survive by yourself. You need help. And then even throughout the life, when you get towards advanced age, again, you are weak. You need help. You cannot survive without the help. So, خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. Insan is created from the beginning, ضعيف and weak. وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ قَتُورًا. This is again one of the creations that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about. That insan is created qatura. Qatura is the one who is stingy, who is miserly, from iqtitar, from holding back, not letting others have. That's the tendency that we have. We don't want to share anything. We don't want to give anything to anyone. No, this belongs to me, it's mine. That's the way insan has been created. Another place Quran says, خُلِقَ وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ عَجُولًا. Insan is hasty. He wants to run after all these things. Doesn't ponder, doesn't take time. Don't need to run after, don't need to be ujulat. Don't need to show ujulat in every activity of life. No, take your time. See what's in front of you. And we're always told when you speak, make sure that you balance it out before you utter this word out of your mouth. Why? Because once this word has left your mouth, now you're responsible for it and you can't take it back. Yes, you hear a lot of time people, Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. We're constantly reminded that namaz is upon us. Inshallah, if you can vibrate your phones, it'll be very helpful. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Lost track. So insan is created weak, insan is created stingy, insan is created hasty, insan is innahu kana zaluman wa jahula. That insan is created zaluman jahula. That insan is created what? Zalim, and not just an ordinary zalim. Zalum, which is a superlative degree of zalim. You know, sadiq is righteous. Saduq is the one who is really extravagantly righteous. So zaluman, and we are created jahula, ignorant. وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ أَكْثَرَ شَيْءٍ جَدَلًا. That insan is ready to fight for everything. These are the weaknesses that Quran mentions. Does that mean should we remain on these weaknesses? Should we remain weak? Should we remain jahil? Should we remain hasty? Should we remain stingy? No, these are the weaknesses that Allah is pointing out. Bring yourself out of these weaknesses. You should not remain da'if. You should gain power. You should not remain jahil. You should gain knowledge. You should not remain stingy. You should be able to spend in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of these weaknesses should be removed from you, because that is not why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created you. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. We are going through this majlis of Isal al-Sawab, and whenever we have majlis of Isal al-Sawab, it is good for us to remind ourselves of the reality of the life. It is the maut that brings us back to reality once again, right? Mutu qabla an tamutu. Die before your death comes upon you. Everybody will die when they die, but make sure that you're able to die, which means you're able to open your eyes before this death comes upon you. You're able to reach the level of certainty before this certainty comes upon you. And that is very important. There's a concept and philosophy of this death. If we can understand that, then we will not feel so bad when it comes upon us. I will take you towards Karbala as well to explain as to how the children of this household, they perceive this death. But just before that, 1 minute, maybe we can understand the philosophy of this death so we can understand this life and death better. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why did He create this death? That if we're going to live for a certain time and then we're going to die. We get attached to this worldly life, but there's a philosophy. What is the philosophy of migration? When you migrate from one place to another place, that is the philosophy behind death as well. All of us are migrants. We migrated from somewhere else and we came to this country. When we left that country, we left some of our belongings over there. When we came over here, we brought some of our belongings over here. That's exactly what death is. When you leave this world, you're going to leave some things over here. When you transfer over to the other place, you're going to bring certain things with you. A person who was very, who had taken care of his worldly life as well as his religious life. When he died, someone asked him, what did they leave? Well, he left properties. He left all of this wealth. He left all of these children. He left this, he left this, he left this. He said, how come you didn't mention about his salat? How come you didn't mention about his charity? How come you didn't mention about his fast? How come you didn't mention about his hajj? How come you didn't mention about his zakat and khums? He said, you talked about and you asked me about things that he left over here. Here you're asking me things that he has taken with him. So here we understand, what you leave over here is another, what you take with you is another thing. And what is going to come in handy over there is these things that you have been emphasized and told upon. کہ یہ انسان کی زندگی کے لیے کیا ہے کہ انسان کو وہاں جا کے ان چیزوں کی ضرورت پڑے گی. انسان اپنے ساتھ اٹیچی کیس میں رکھ کے یہ چیزیں نہیں لے جا سکتا. یقیناً ان چیزوں کو پہلے سے بھیجنا پڑے گا. اسی لیے امیر المؤمنین علی ابن ابی طالب علیہ السلام نے نہج البلاغہ میں کیا فرمایا؟ إذا هلك المرء, when a person dies, قال الناس, people say, لوگ کیا کہتے ہیں؟ ما ترک, what has he left? وقالت الملائکہ ما قدم, لیکن ملائکہ یہ کہتے ہیں کہ اس نے کیا بھیجا. there's a difference between the two. کیا چھوڑا اور کیا بھیجا. لیکن یہ موت کا فلسفہ اگر ہم سمجھ جائیں تو یقیناً موت کی تمنا انسان کرتا ہوا نظر آئے گا, کیونکہ انسان کو اپنے اعمال پہ کوئی شک نہیں ہے. صرف وہی تمنا نہیں کرتا جس کو اپنے اعمال کے اوپر شک ہوتا ہے, جیسے کہ قرآن میں سورہ جمعہ میں اس کا تذکرہ ہوا. بس جلدی جلدی آپ کو آگے لے کے چلوں. اگر موت کو سمجھنا ہے تو آپ اس گھر پہ آئیے, اس آشیانے پہ آئیے. اس آشیانے پہ آ کے آپ پوچھئے کہ موت کیسی ہے. حتیٰ یہاں کے بچے آپ کو موت سے آشنا کریں گے. آپ آئیے شب عاشور خیام حسینی میں, جب امام حسین نے تمام اصحاب کو بشارت دے دی کہ ان کے ساتھ کیا ہونے والا ہے, تمام شہداء کے نام بیان کر دیے کہ تم بھی شہید ہوگے, تم بھی شہید ہوگے, تم بھی شہید ہوگے. لیکن ایک بچہ تھا جس کا نام امام نے نہیں بتایا, جس کے بارے میں امام نے شہادت کا نام نہیں لیا اور اس کو شہادت کی نوید نہیں دی. تو ایک دم سے اس بچے نے پوچھا امام سے, کیا میں شہید ہونے والوں میں نہیں ہوں؟ امام نے ایک دفعہ اس بچے کی طرف دیکھا, اس کا نام ہے قاسم ابن حسن. امام حسن کی یاد, حضرت قاسم علیہ السلام. امام نے ایک دفعہ بچے کا امتحان لینا چاہا. امام پوچھتے ہیں کیفا وجدت الموت, موت تمہارے نزدیک کیسی ہے, تم نے موت کو کیسا پایا؟ تو ایک دفعہ جواب دیتے ہیں احلا من العسل, ارے اگر سیکھنا ہے کسی کی بارگاہ سے تو ان کی بارگاہ سے آگے سیکھو. کیا فرماتے ہیں؟ کہتے ہیں کہ موت تو میرے لیے شہد سے بھی زیادہ شیرین ہے, اس سے بھی زیادہ میٹھی ہے. یعنی یہی جذبہ ہے 13 سال کی عمر میں بھی, یہی جذبہ ہے بچپنے میں بھی. تو جب شہادت کا وقت آئے گا تو کس طریقے سے بڑھ بڑھ کے اپنی قربانی دیں گے. یہاں پہ لوگ یہ چاہتے ہیں کہ اپنے بچوں کو بچا لیں. لوگوں کی خواہش یہ ہوتی ہے کہ ماؤں کی خواہش یہ ہوتی ہے کہ جب کوئی بچہ سفر پہ جاتا ہے تو اس کے لیے دعا کرتی ہے, امام ضامن بناتی ہے, اس کے صدقہ نکالتی ہے تاکہ اے خدا میرا بچہ یہ سفر کر رہا ہے, اس اثنا میں اس کو کوئی مصیبت نہ آن پڑے. لیکن یہ کیسی مائیں ہیں کربلا میں, یہ کیسی مائیں ہیں کربلا میں کہ اپنے بچوں کو کہہ رہی ہیں کہ جانا مقتل کی جانب لیکن زندہ واپس نہ آنا. ارے اگر زندہ واپس آ گئے تو جناب سیدہ کو کیا چہرہ دکھائیں گے؟ بس آپ کی زحمت تمام. آخری جملہ سید الشہداء ایک دفعہ سب سے وداع کرتے ہیں اور مقتل کا رخ کرتے ہیں. امام نے مقتل میں جا کے اپنے آپ کو بیان کیا کہ میں کون ہوں. جب سب بتا چکے, امام کی جنگ شروع ہوتی ہے. وہ آخری وقت آتا ہے, جناب زینب بار بار دیکھ رہی ہیں، بھیا نظر نہیں آتا ہے۔ تلہ زینبیہ پہ ایک دفعہ تشریف لاتی ہیں، کیا عجیب منظر زینب نے دیکھا کہ حسین ہر طرف سے گھر چکے تھے، ارے اتنے تیر پیوست ہوئے تھے کہ حسین کے جسم پہ کوئی جگہ باقی نہ بچی تھی۔ ایک دفعہ دیکھا شمر ملعون امام کے سینے پہ برشمان ہے اور امام کے سر کو قطع کرنا چاہتا ہے۔ ایک دفعہ زینب نے دور سے آواز لگائی، اے شم میرے بھیا پہ ذرا آرام سے چھری چلانا، ارے 3 دن کا بھوکا اور پیاسا ہے۔ الا لعنۃ اللہ علی القوم الظالمین وسیعلم الذین ظلموا ای منقلب ینقلبون۔ بار الہ ہماری اس بات قبول فرما، ہم گناہ گار ہیں، ہمارے گناہوں سے درگزر فرما، ہمیں اہل بیت علیہ الصلوۃ والسلام کے نقش قدم چلنے کی توفیق عطا فرما، ہمیں ان کی تعلیمات پر عمل کرنے کی توفیق عطا فرما، ہمارے امام کے ظہور میں تعجیل فرما۔ ایک دفعہ سورہ فاتحہ کی تلاوت کر کے مرحوم کی روح کو احساس میں